Hello, a very good afternoon to all of you. I am Nahid Afshan and I head the Department of Admissions at BITS Pilani, Dubai. You're connected live from the Dubai campus of BITS Pilani, and it's my pleasure to invite you to this webinar today. I think for this season it's the first time that we are having an exclusive webinar for the higher degree students, and I assume that most of you are engineers by profession. Because this webinar will only deal with programs which are exclusively for engineers. We will be discussing on the ME programs and so also the MBA programs. I know we are facing some very challenging times now, I think, but this is also a perfect time for you all to think about upgrading your qualification, looking at your career progression, because as you all know, that's the only way you could open doors for more opportunities, and career progression can also help you improve your prospects for increasing your income as well. So upgrading is the best thing to do now, and this is the perfect time for you all to explore and evaluate various options which you may have. And programs such as MBA will also open doors for many leadership and management positions for you all. So at this juncture, we at BITS Pilani Dubai decided to present before you an overview of all the programs we offer, so that you could have this as one of your options when you take this very important, very significant decision about your career. So I'm just going to give you a brief introduction of the institute about what BITS Pilani Dubai is all about. I'm sure many of you would already be aware about BITS Pilani and also about BITS Pilani Dubai, but I'll just give you a very, very brief introduction through my presentation, after which I'll be inviting faculty and heads of departments of different programs so that they give you a complete overview, scope, outcome of the different programs we have on offer, so that you could take a very informed, conscious decision. So let me begin. I would just like to share my screen with you all. Are you able to see it? I hope you are able to see my screen now. As I said, a brief introduction. BITS Pilani Dubai is a branch campus of Birla Institute of Technology and Science, Pilani. This was started by the Birla family in the 1940s under the leadership of Dr. G.D. Birla. We started with colleges, College for Engineering, College for Arts, Pharmacy, etc. It all got consolidated into one single university and popularly came to know as Birla Institute of Technology and Science, in short, BITS Pilani. This came up in the year 1964, and this was set up with the help of MIT Boston. And this is the same year when we also got the deemed university status. The first branch campus of BITS Pilani came up in Dubai in the year 2000 under the leadership of Dr. K.K. Birla. This was mainly set up because there was absolutely no option for NRIs to pursue higher education once they move out to another country, especially the Middle East. So that is when this campus came into existence, mainly to cater to the requirements of the NRIs and so also the other nationalities. The Goa campus was set up in 2004 and the Hyderabad campus came up in 2008. Now, a little about the recognition and ranking of BITS Pilani. We have been identified as an institute of eminence by Ministry of HRD, Government of India. We are also the top ranked private engineering university in several media rankings which have come out, be it India Today, the Outlook, the Week, Education World, wherever you see any kind of educational rankings, if it is engineering and private universities, you will always find BITS Pilani on the top, and this is quite consistent from past many years. We're also ranked globally. It's not only Indian rankings. You can also find us on the world rankings, be it the Times Higher Education rankings or the QS University rankings. You will find us in QS BRICS, you will find us in the top 100, and QS Asia rankings, you will find us in the top 200 universities. Now, coming to BITS Pilani Dubai, as I mentioned, we started off about 20 years back in Dubai, and about 16 batches have successfully graduated from BITS Pilani, Dubai. We ventured into higher education around 2010. So about 10 years we are into higher education, that's master's programs as well. And just to tell you a little about Dubai, I'm sure in the audience today we will have students from other countries also, like India and many other countries. So I would like to just tell you that Dubai is a very multicultural city with over 200 nationalities. It is an international business and educational hub. And what stands out about Dubai is that it's a virtually crime-free city with safety and security as its priority. So safety and security are our utmost concerns or priority, and we've been doing really, really well there. Here I would like to add that even in terms of these challenging COVID situation, Dubai has handled it extremely, extremely well. In fact, the death rate in UAE has been less than 1%, which I think none of the many other important countries can even talk about. So our healthcare has been extremely good, and we have been doing extremely well on this account also. Strategic base for top global companies. UAE has been a strategic base, and top global companies, be it the Microsoft, the IBM, and all leading multinationals have set up their base here. And we follow a very high quality standard of living and state-of-the-art infrastructure. So Dubai is very, very close to India, just about 3 hours away. And students from India find this very, very easy to access because there are multiple flights every day, and the access is also very, very easy. A little about our students' profile. Our students, we have currently around 1,500 students on the campus, and mainly they comprise of students from the Gulf countries. About 65% are from the Gulf countries, and 35% are from India and other countries. So we have 97% of our students from India, but that is Indians by nationality, but from different parts of the world. So this campus is highly popular for students from the Middle East, but we also get a lot of students from India now who find it easy to come and study here. Plus they get a lot of international exposure, which actually attracts them to this campus. I think what you see on the screen now are some of the major factors which may attract you to this campus. One, of course, is the world-class curriculum, which we keep updating from time to time to meet the needs of the industry. And our curriculum is common across all our 4 campuses, so be it Dubai or Pilani or Goa or Hyderabad, our curriculum is exactly identical, and including the teaching methodology, the examination patterns, the evaluations, and finally the degree. Everything is identical across our 4 campuses. So whether you study and graduate from Goa or Hyderabad, Pilani or Dubai, your degree would look exactly identical. It will have no mention of the campus, and only your transcript would say that you have graduated from whichever campus, maybe Goa or Dubai or Pilani. And so we boast of a good world-class curriculum. Faculty, yes, we have world-class faculty. They're all very highly experienced, well qualified. Most of them are doctoral degree holders. And I would actually request you to go through our faculty profiles on our website. So whichever department you're interested in, all you need to do is click on that academic department and you'll have a faculty link there. So once you click on it, you get to see the profiles of our faculty, be it their qualification, their experience, their research interests, the publications they have come out with. So all this information is available on the website, and you can actually go through it before you take this decision. We give a lot of emphasis on all-round development. There's a general perception that BITS is all about academics only, but then it's all-round development we emphasize on. We have branch campuses, student chapters of different professional societies. We have various student clubs, and our students have been winning laurels all around the world, participating in different international competitions. So we give a lot of emphasis on all-round development. We offer excellent placement support. In fact, I'm very happy to say that many students who took admission from other countries for our master's programs, most of them ended up getting jobs in the second year itself, even before they completed their degree. So that is the kind of opportunity you get from our placement, opportunity or support, I would call it. The support you get from our placement department. We have a dedicated placement cell which takes care of the job requirements of our students. So you could make your own efforts in finding a job, but also our placement department helps you with it, because you also may be knowing that we offer classes in the evenings and on weekends. So it's convenient timings for the classes. So during the day, if you wish to work part-time, you're most welcome to do that. We also offer industry internships. So for those of you who are not working, not employed, you also have an opportunity of taking up internship in the final semester. So that option we give to you, and we have a collaboration with nearly 400 companies to offer internship to our students. We offer a state-of-the-art infrastructure. Our campus is spread over 15 acres, and hostels also are within the campus. You don't have to worry about your housing, your food. All this is provided within the campus for you all. So you can be rest assured that you will enjoy all of that. Then finally, coming to the online learning platforms, with this COVID situation, we all had to shift to the online mode very, very instantly. And BITS Pilani was geared up for this because we do offer online learning from the beginning for our WILP programs. So we had online platforms such as Imparters, and we had virtual labs, remote labs, through which we covered most of our learning of this semester. And our students are now just starting their examinations. So online learning also is at its best. These are the different programs we offer. We offer programs under all 3 tiers. We start with the bachelor's degree. We have around 7 specializations available there. Then we offer ME in about 4 disciplines, 4 different disciplines. And we have MBA program, where we have electives related to engineering and technology management and IT-enabled services management. But the MBA degree would be a general MBA program. Then we also offer a PhD. So now, what we will be doing is going through each of these programs individually, and I'm sure amongst the participants today, each of you will have different interest and would like to know about different programs. So let's start with the MBA program first. And for this, I would like the HOD of MBA program couldn't make it today, but they have deputed Dr. Nitin Vihari, our professor, who's a doctorate in HRM, IIT Roorkee, India. He vests his teaching interests in HR management, organizational behavior, business sustainability, negotiations, etc. He has been with us for over 2 years now and has a good experience in teaching. So I would like to invite Dr. Nitin to come and explain about MBA a little more in detail to you all, give a complete overview of the MBA program. Dr. Nitin, can we have you on board?
Yes, thank you, Afsha, for the introduction. I hope I am audible. Am I loud and clear? Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining this webinar. This is Dr. Nitin. So I'll take you through the journey of MBA program in BPDC. Right. So could we move to the next slide? Just to give you a snapshot of what the MBA program is, essentially MBA is a 2-year program, and BITS, especially the BPDC, BITS Pilani Dubai campus, gives you an advantage of learning the idea of management and reimagining the idea of business management in the context of a city known for its innovation and architectural excellence, right? So Dubai comes in as a great advantage to understand the business strategies and contemporary business practices. So that is an additional thing. Apart from that, MBA is a full-time program with us, and it is an evening program where essentially the classes happen 4 days a week. 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. is essentially the class timings on the weekdays, and 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. On a Friday. So 4 days you will be having classes, and then you are encouraged to take up work in any of the companies that you are interested in, and you can work during the day as a part-time faculty, part-time employee, and then continue your education in the evening. Right. This is one of the best sandwiched model where you essentially take part in a real organizational scenario and also learn the classroom concepts in the evening. So there is a blend of learning over here, both on the job and off the job. Right. We have, as a humanity, the MBA program is in the Department of Humanities and Social Sciences in BITS Pilani Dubai campus. So we also have, apart from MBA, we have PhD, and the department as such would offer minor programs in entrepreneurship, a minor in marketing. Right? These are generally the facilities that the department hosts in the BITS Pilani Dubai campus. But let me now focus more on the MBA program. This is an overview of what the department is and what all the things that we are offering here. So in the MBA program essentially is split across these three dimensions where the student is exposed to all these three sorts of learning. The basic element here is dealing with the core subjects and the electives, right? So the core subjects, I mean, essentially every student will be taking at least seven core subjects, if not seven core subjects per semester. We have 4 semesters here as a part of 2-year journey of MBA. So 3 semesters you will be taking the core and elective subjects span across all the 4 major specializations of an MBA program, which is marketing, finance, human resources, and operations supply chain management. So you will be the content, the curriculum is very much updated. It is contemporary to the industry requirements. We have recently changed and renewed our curriculum by looking at the UAE market as well as the global market, right? So it is upmarket curriculum. We can assure you that. And the electives are optional to the students, so we will go by the majority. Whichever elective is ranked high, we will offer that. So core subjects are static in nature, where there is a fixed set of curriculum, and you will be exposed to those core subjects every semester. So first 3 semesters you will be learning through the core and elective subjects. The fourth semester is a project based, so I'll come to that later. So the second more dimension of offering learning to the students is through practitioner guest lectures and case based learning. So every subject in BITS Pilani Dubai campus MBA program would have a sufficient number of guest lectures, because conceptual understanding is best transferred by an academic faculty, but how this concept is practiced in an industry is best understood because by a practitioner, right? So if a practitioner comes and talks to the students, so again, he may miss out, a practitioner may miss out some of the academic origins of this very concept, right? So a blend of academia and practitioner perspective on a given concept of a business practice would give an holistic understanding of a subject to the MBA student. So we also ensure case-based learning. We have MIT and Harvard Business School partnership in terms of accessing case studies with them. So we will involve those case studies, and without delivering a case, I think none of the courses would cover a concept in a given class, right? It is highly case intensive. Cases are, I'm sure you know what a case study means. Case studies are stories which are celebrated in a given industry. They are successful implementations, so we refer that as a use case in order to explain you about a given concept. So that is the second arm of our MBA program. And the third is the practice, school, and dissertation. I'll talk about it in my next subsequent slide. So if you look at the MBA program, you have marketing, finance, human resources, supply chain management, entrepreneurship, and design thinking. So all our core and elective subjects are surrounded with these, basically 6 broad verticals of MBA program, right? So most of your core and elective subjects will be there, and you can see design thinking as a very recent phenomena which has come into the industry. We also have a subject related to it. And entrepreneurship, I'm sure the entire startup ecosystem is so much booming with so many revolutions in terms of fintech, regulation tech, and then educational tech. So there's so many revolutionary startups coming up. So and we have a couple of courses to make the MBA students understand what is entrepreneurship and how to become a successful entrepreneur, right? Yes. Let's move on. Yes, please. So I'll just give you a glimpse of all the subjects that we have as part of our 4 semester pattern of our MBA program. So if you can take a glance at the semester 1 and semester 2, we have subjects. Most of them are core subjects. The electives are not listed because that you will be coming to know when you join the course. These are all the core subjects. And can you please move to the next slide? Yes. So this is the 3rd semester. So as I told you, first 3 semesters you will be exposed to all the relevant and contemporary subjects of business management, spanning across all the 4 specializations: marketing, finance, human resource management, and supply chain management, right? The 4th semester is where the student has an option of either doing a practice school program, which is essentially an internship of essentially the entire semester, And if not, if he's not comfortable with a practice school program, if he already holds a job and he's already exposing himself with any corporate environment, now he can do an academic dissertation. We call it a thesis dissertation under the monitoring of a faculty, right? So you can sign up with the faculty, discuss a potential topic which both of you are interested in, your mentor, your faculty, and you. You can do a dissertation, do a research, and then either you can publish that. We generally ensure that our MBA students, whoever are doing academic dissertation, their research has been presented in any of the international conference forums, or published into an international journal, right? That in that way we can do a lot of value adding to the resume of the MBA student in terms of the research potential. Because if you go and target some of the positions like business analyst and data scientist, your research capabilities will really are taken into consideration, right? In that context, in the fourth semester, you have an option as a student to choose between to take an academic dissertation with a faculty, or a practice school, which is an internship with a company, right? That is absolutely your choice, and we value and respect whatever what you're interested in. Yeah. Yes. Move on. Uh, now talking about some of the the special features, the advantage that MBA at BPDC has. As I told you, Dubai is going to give a great advantage for the BITS Pilani Dubai campus, especially because we invite people, from different sectors of business here. So by carrying all the perspectives offered by them, the entire understanding of a student would go to the level next, right? And then we do not limit ourselves to any specific specialization. We offer courses across all the domains of the business management, as I told you earlier. So, and one of the best features of signing up with BPDC MBA program is the courses are offered in the evening program for the convenience of working professionals, right? So we have, if you are a fresher, just completed your undergraduation, your BTech program, if you're just joining BPDC, expect that you have a bunch of people in your class who are already having 3 to 4 years of work experience, right? In that way, you can have a peer-to-peer learning apart from a mentor-based learning as an instructor that could provide you, right? So because somebody who is working in a different company, he offers different kind of a thought process when we are discussing case studies. So in that way, you have an advantage working sitting in the class with working professionals. And of course, the MBA degree, as Afsha has already praised you, that the MBA degree you get is from the prestigious BITS Pilani. You don't get the campus specific details on your degree except on your transcript, where I think you must have been aware that BITS Pilani has been conferred with the Institute of Eminence by the Government of India. And we also have some sort of ranking here given by KHDA, that is a Knowledge Development Authority, which is a similar counterpart of MHRD in Dubai, UAE. So they have given rated our MBA program along with other programs 4 on 5 stars. So that also supports and emphasizes the excellence that BITS Pilani strives to achieve. And all our faculties are full-time faculties, and then they're all PhDs from reputed universities across the world. And as select courses where, let's say, for example, design thinking, or and specific courses of ERP or MIS, some of the specific courses where where an industry expert could do a better job, we would generally invite people from the industry to take the entire course. We have a director of IBM teaching a course, because we believe in imparting such learning which is highly practitioner oriented in such courses, sort of a boot camp learning. And also we invite some eminent professors across other universities in UAE for select courses, and these courses are very minimum in number. Majority of the courses are generally handled by our faculty, but we ensure alternate thought process by bringing practitioners and other eminent professors from different universities. That is also a practice, because MBA program need such sort of a balance, from in-house and out of the university talent to interact with you all. Yeah, move on, please. So some of the other points of the MBA advantage. Can you please change the slide? So adequate guest lectures from the industry for every course is mandated. And one of the other USP of MBA advantage at BPDC is your nexus with the engineering branches with the MBA program is going to add a lot of value to the MBA students, because the world is becoming so much techno-managerial. We may come up with a business plan of a particular business idea, but for the implementation, you may require, let's say programming. You may want to build that particular project using some design elements. You are very much, free to take help of our engineering faculty, because MBA faculty are definitely good in drawing the business plan and identifying a target market and creating an elevator pitch for you. But the design elements, definitely you have an advantage, and other business schools may really lack in this domain, where you can have a cross departmental and cross specialization understanding of a given topic, right? So other infrastructure facilities like air conditioned classrooms and hostels are definitely there. Internship opportunities, which I mean by practice school. So our practice school division would fetch you some of the good internship opportunities, such as companies in and around Dubai and UAE. So you can also come up with your own company if you are interested in. You can definitely join that company as an internship role. Right, so placement assistance is provided by placement division, and you have the state-of-the-art library facilities, because MBA students are generally advised to take a look at both business books as well as business research journals, because of, especially for the case studies. A case study, let's say, published in 2020 by a given company, we will not be able to see those case studies in our business books, right? So we are generally advising our students to refer, both the business books and research journals. We have unlimited number of journals that are there in place, so you can definitely access all of them and get yourself aware of all the happenings, and the faculty will walk you through in the respective course about what kind of books to refer and what kind of journals to access. Yeah. Yes, please. So taking a look at some of our students' achievements, we have a student, Mr. Prem Dakshin. He's a second year. He was an MBA student in the graduated this year. He has secured a second prize in a student research competition, and with a cash prize of 3,500. Next, please. We have a student now, Mr. Harish. He was shortlisted to present his idea, a business idea in Silicon Valley, in the Silicon Valley Startup Forum. This is a very prestigious forum. Less than 1% of acceptance rate is generally there to get shortlisted in this very well respected and esteemed forum. So he has been given a scholarship to attend and present, and he was groomed on his idea. Now he's pursuing that idea right after his graduation. Right. Now, again, we have another student who has secured a third place by a competition hosted by Siemens Healthineers in UAE, and he's one of the his team is one of those teams who got shortlisted among the 30 teams, and he has been recognized with his valuable contributions with this idea. Yeah. So these are some of the achievements, and these are only select set of achievements. We have few more. In the want of time, we have curtailed all of them. We will be talking about all that maybe in another session some other time. So some of the guest talks that we have had, if you could see the some of the esteemed speakers that have come to BITS Pilani and spoken to our MBA students, especially we have the CEO and COO of FitOnClick. It's an aggregator of gyms in UAE, and we have Mr. Prakash Rao. He's the head of operations of Landmark Group. Is a very prestigious billion-dollar valued Landmark Group, and we have CEO of Sentient Labs, Mr. Anshul, who's happened to be an alumnus of BITS Pilani Dubai campus. He has started his own company, so he had shared his opinion. We have Mr. Dhiren, who is the CEO of Zenboxed, and he's also alumnus of Harvard Business School. These people have, and Smart Crowd, a very innovative fintech company in UAE. The founders of the Smart Crowd company has also visited our campus and shared their views on the developments of fintech innovations to our MBA students. So if you see, we are trying to gather talent from the industry, from different walks of business sectors, such that a typical MBA student is groomed and is made aware of what all is happening right now in Dubai and in UAE, right? That is one of the reasons why you should or you could potentially consider BPDC MBA program. Move on, please. So this is mostly, the departmental thing, where the department offers industrial consultancy, where the faculty who are qualified who generally take up some industry problems, either it is in finance, marketing, or an HR issue or a supply chain issue of an SME or a business set up in Dubai, UAE. So they discuss the problem with us. Recently, we had two companies who came to our department, and then our faculty had actively participated. We had a brainstorming session and a focus group discussion. We had tried to solve their business problem, right? So MBA students are also involved in these sort of consulting opportunities whenever we get any, right? Management development programs, we generally conduct management development programs for middle level and top level managers of different businesses. So we generally take up a theme. Let's say we talk about fintech, or we talk about educational tech opportunities. So we will host a couple of speakers, and middle level managers and top level managers would participate as the participants in these programs. And apart from management development programs, we offer academic workshops and faculty development programs. Recently, I was involved, me along with my team have conducted a faculty development program on research methodology and quantitative techniques for all the potential faculty in UAE. So again, some of our MBA students have participated in this workshop at a very nominal fees, and they have participated in preparing the entire workshop modules and etc. So through that, they were exposed to so many other things which are definitely related to their MBA program, but it is not generally offered with an absolute curriculum per se, right? These are little extracurricular, or I would say co-curricular, where you get to understand so many other sidelined activities, and then you get a lot of understanding and knowledge through these activities. Yes, please. So you can take a glance at some of the views that our alumni have expressed about their experience in the MBA program. Most of them are recent alumni. We have given just a snapshot. We have Maharoof, who is currently working with Etisalat. It is a telecom service provider, one of the reputed telecom service providers in UAE, Dubai. We have only two. This is one of them. And we have Mr. Manoj Malik, who is working as a business analyst with Gulf Business Machines. It is GBM, it is called. It is a counterpart of IBM in the Gulf region. And we have Anupama, who is working as a sales fulfillment professional in Schneider Electric, Dubai. Again, these are very select indicative list of experiences. We have many with us. We have indicated only a select few. You could see maybe for a minute about what they are speaking. Yeah, you can just take a look at it. Yeah. Now, these are the list of faculty members and their area of expertise, both research and teaching. We have 9 full-time faculty with us, and our HOD professor, Dr. Shazi, and then we can all the humanities faculties are listed here. Yes. Please move on. So these are again some of the select recruiters that we have had in the recent past. Again, these are very selective list. This is provided by generally placements are provided by with the assistance of my placement division, so they will help you in getting a right company of your choice. And you can also because today most of the recruitment is happening with LinkedIn, and the world is open for networking, right? So you can explore your options. Dubai very much encourages your communications to LinkedIn and other social networking platforms and job platforms and job fairs. So that is all from my side. Maybe our admissions team can take over from now on.
Thank you, Nitin, for that enlightening talk on the Master of Business Administration program. I would like to inform the audience that we will take up the questions at the end of this session after finishing the overviews of all the programs we are offering. So kindly make note of your questions, and we will take it up immediately after this presentation. Now let me invite on board Dr. Shashank Khurana. He is an assistant professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering. He pursued his MTech from IIT Mumbai, then went on to do his PhD in advanced energy from University of Tokyo, Japan. He also did his postdoctoral research in Department of Aerospace Engineering from Peking University, Beijing, China. He's with BITS Pilani for nearly 7 years now, and I would like to invite Dr. Shashank to give you a brief overview about the ME program in design engineering.
Thank you, Ms. Afshan, for the brief introduction. I hope I am audible, loud and clear. A very good afternoon to each one of you. It is my pleasure to introduce the Department of Mechanical Engineering with respect to the higher degree programs that are currently in place and that are the offerings from our department. Next slide, please. Department of Mechanical Engineering, as we know, is the most conventional department which provides an in-depth knowledge and in-depth experience with respect to different research areas. The most conventional program that we are offering at the moment is the Bachelor's in Engineering, which is a full-time program, and the prerequisites, as we all know, include those of the physics, chemistry, and mathematics. Coming on to the higher degree programs, which include the Masters of Engineering and the PhD program, which becomes that for our graduate student. The master's program that we are offering at the moment is the design engineering program, which is a custom made program keeping in mind the requirements and the overall responsibility that the management and the engineering professionals are facing at the moment in this part of the world, which is basically Middle East. And needless to say, the industries which are employing and which are providing their professionals for pursuing higher education in our institution comes from many walks of life, which I'll be throwing some light in the upcoming slides. Coming on to the organization and the conduct of this program, the master's program is basically a completely an evening program where we give you where we provide you with a lot of flexibility with respect to taking the classes, which are organized in the evenings on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 7 to 10 p.m. and on Fridays between 2 to 9 p.m. depending on the choice and the depending on the choice of the courses, which would be with respect to the core or the electives, and appropriately the time of occupancy would be accordingly. And during the daytime, this provides a complete flexibility to all the professionals who are currently employed or who initially enrolled as a full-time program but would like to enroll or would like to experience different internships or for that matter of sake would like to get some experience in an industry, simultaneously continuing and gaining their knowledge with respect to the core principles of design engineering. So that is how this entire program has been custom made, keeping in mind the requirements and appropriately blending in the industry aspect as well as the aspect of academia to go hand in hand and appropriately satisfy all the requirements. With respect to the PhD program that our department has to offer, PhD program can be appropriately taken either in a full-time manner or a part-time manner. Full-time, where the student is expected to remain on campus and occupied and is expected to go on with performing research in an appropriately chosen problem statement under a faculty of the department, and there the respective student has to dedicate all his or her time, attention, as well as efforts for performing research. In addition, we also offer a part-time program where like I said, for the master's program, if an industry professional who is already employed in certain field or certain industry or a company would like to enhance their knowledge as well as a research program, or in addition would like to take up a problem or an ongoing situation which are existing in their company and would like to be associated with some of the faculties, thereby taking up that specific challenge for further research and investigation, they are most welcome to be enrolled as a part-time PhD student as well. And the key areas where the student can be enrolled for performing and continuing their PhD degree includes that of design, materials, manufacturing engineering, thermal sciences, renewable energy, and fluid engineering. Next slide, please. Yes, coming on to the key features that we are offering for the higher degree program, those includes that, as I mentioned, that the programs is currently being offered in the form of evening as well as on a weekend basis. And this is a very tailor-made and a flexible program, keeping in mind the requirements and the aspirations of working professionals in this part of the world, which is basically Middle East. In addition to the overall knowledge and the experience that we aim to provide, we do get on board a lot of international exposure as well, especially for the students who are coming from India, to enhance their experience and elevate their level with respect to working neck to neck, working at par with the professionals who have finite amount of international experience under their belt. Therefore, a lot of local industries as well as multinationals employ our students in order to provide them with the required experience. In addition, as I mentioned, that the program is sought after by a lot of working professionals. That's where the student who have come from India gets peer-to-peer experience by learning from their industry professionals who have a lot of experience in different areas of the different areas where they actually come from. Next, coming on to the placement division, we have a dedicated placement division which takes care of all the placement activities, and students right from the day they land here are enrolled with the placement division, and appropriately all sort of industry internships as well as full-time placement opportunities are shared with the student. I'm sure the further details would be shared later in the presentation. In addition to the other facilities, we provide a fully air-conditioned individual hostel accommodation which is on campus, which provides a lot of time as well as opportunity for students to explore in terms of gaining experience. And the admission department, for all the students who come from outside India, the visa and the other requirements are taken care by the admission department. And the institute has a collaboration with 300 plus active companies who are year after year interested in offering internship through the practice school program, which will be explained in the coming parts of the program, and where the student can simultaneously gain finite amount of hands-on experience with the company. Next slide, please. Yes, and last but not the least, if you happen to enroll for the master's program in the department and would still continue to hold on to your aspirations towards going on further enriching your experience with respect to a PhD program, provided the performance in the master's program is good, a student can easily be the program can easily be extended to the doctoral degree. So that flexibility is also offered with respect to our department. And the flexible curriculum, needless to say, has already been devised for this ME design program. Yes, next please. Coming on to the degree structure, for the master's program, which is intended to be a 2 years program, we do offer two different options in order to complete all the requirements to be awarded a degree of master's in engineering. The first option, as you can see, includes 3 semesters. Basically, a 2-year program includes 4 semesters, 2 semesters each year. And with respect to the first option, the 3-sem program has to be on campus, where the student has to actively enroll for different courses, and the remaining 1 semester of the requirements can be completed through an internship, which is completely provided and arranged for the student with respect to our practice school department on campus. The option 2 that we have in place is another 3 semesters of coursework, which has to be completed on in the evenings and the weekends. And in addition, we have the dissertation, which has to be completed as a research on an intentionally and a predetermined problem statement under a faculty of the department. And this second option I would like to mention in here is specifically this second option is kept and is recommended for most of the students who intend to go on to their doctoral program, because the research experience that you would gain by associating under a faculty would come in place as a very handy and a significant add-on to the credentials while your application would be sorted out for the PhD program. Coming on to the second program that we offer is the PhD program, which is basically 3 to 5 years. 3 years is the minimum duration for a full-time student, where they have to perform research completely being on campus, and they cannot enroll for any of the internship outside. The other opportunity, the other option that we have for the PhD program is a 5-year program, where a student can enroll being a part-time working professional, being associated with one of the companies, and that will help the student in acting as a bridge between the academic environment that he or she would be obtaining from the university side, and on the other side, from the industry side, where they are already being employed and they are working continuously on one or in one or the other department. So that's where these two opportunities also are taken by a lot of students, and I'm happy to say that most of our students in the PhD program are working professionals, where they also bring in some experience under their belt, which is shared with the master's program of our department, and in addition with that of the bachelor's program. And all our faculty in the department have are doctoral degree holders with a lot of international research experience with different universities. Yes. Coming on to the curriculum overview, as I mentioned, that the curriculum with respect to the ME design program is a custom-made curriculum which has been designed keeping in mind the requirements of the local industries and the MNCs, which provide a lot of opportunity for the student to get absorbed with a certain skill set. That's where this ME design program comes very handy. And coming on to the core courses, that's where in order to complete the requirements for being awarded a master's in engineering degree, the student has to choose a pre-selected pool of core compulsory courses split over 3 semesters of their program, and which includes that of the product design, dynamics and vibration, and CAD, finite element analysis. All these courses have been pre-selected keeping in mind all the minimum required information that we should provide during this program with respect to mechanical systems, with respect to the knowledge of engineering and mathematical models, which is basically FEM technique, which is significantly used for structural analysis, heat transfer, fluid and mass transfer, in addition to the key courses on mechanisms and robotics, which provide in-depth insight into the robot mechanisms which are applicable to modern day industrial systems. These courses are all assisted with lab components. We do have dedicated software as well as experimental lab facilities, which I'll be showing on the upcoming slides, and where you can gain an insight into this aspect, how we have tied and we have carefully linked each of the core course with respect to one of the labs which are already existing on campus. In addition to these set of pre-selected courses, the student do have a choice to complete the to opt for other elective courses which are offered depending on the demand of the students, which includes the courses on advanced composites, CFD, fracture mechanics, tribology, mechatronics, machine tool engineering, and non-destructive engineering. So you can see how key courses these have been selected for being offered to the students. Yes, next slide, please. Coming on to the software and the experimental lab that I was talking about, we do have a dedicated software lab which includes, which provide an in-depth knowledge and access to all these software which are mentioned, including CATIA, ANSYS, Fluent, and Abacus, AutoCAD, MATLAB, Simulink, Esprit, which are significantly being used for modeling, simulation, and analysis anywhere in the industry, which also provides and which also provides with the student who has enrolled with a specific skill set by tying this skill of learning a software and performing different projects as a part of their already existing core or elective courses. That's where each of the courses of the department do have a finite weightage which are linked to either of these software labs or the experimental labs. Coming on to the manufacturing labs, we have dedicated manufacturing facilities which include different CNCs, 3D printing devices, stir casting furnace, and vacuum hot press. We also have a robotics lab which is currently being supervised by the head of the department, Professor Karthikeyan, and he has been continuously working in this field in order to upgrade the facilities, keeping in mind the overall expectation from the industry in the field of automation and robotics. And last but not the least, another core integral part of the design program, which include that of material characterization. And I'm very happy to say that we have one of the best material characterization labs in UAE. which as you can see with the list of different testing as well as analysis equipment present in the workshop of our mechanical department. Yes. Next, please. Coming on to the jobs, the major recruiters of ME design program, in addition to the bachelor's in mechanical program, have constantly been recruiting our students in some of the key names in the fields of construction, manufacturing, and automation industries, which as you can see the names which are mentioned in here. And appropriately the placement division has been continuously organizing different career fairs in order to link the students on campus with, by inviting different peers from the industry, different industries, thereby linking their profile and appropriately guiding them towards prospective placement in most of these industries. So that's where the ME design program is responsible for the appropriate placement in these sector of the industries. Before I conclude my presentation, I would like to mention that although this is a custom-made program, I would recommend each one of you interested in pursuing the Masters in Engineering in Design program and to go through the website of mechanical department, and of course by going through the faculty profiles which are mentioned over there, and each of the faculties have mentioned their research experience. It's not just that if you enroll for a master's in design engineering, you have to perform research only in the design field. We do encourage and take up projects for dissertation of the master's program in interdisciplinary field as well, with respect to the experience of our faculty on campus, which includes that of the automotive field, energy, combustion, materials, composites, aerodynamics, and for that matter, even robotics and mechatronics. So that's where we would like to promise you with a successful and an enriching experience for you. Yeah, thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Dr. Shashank. And I would like to inform the audience that Dr. Shashank is going to remain with us. And so also we are having the HOD of the department who will be here to answer your questions. So we'll take up your questions at the end of this presentation. Now I would like to invite our very senior professor, Dr. T.G. Thomas, from the Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering. He has nearly 30 years of experience to his credit. He has completed his MTech and PhD from IIT Bombay, and he has several publications to his credit, and also has received several awards, several excellence awards, including one from the Institution of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineers, Professor K. Srinivasan Memorial Award, in recognition of his outstanding teaching practices and video lessons in communication, which is for the benefit of students and teacher community of electronics and communication engineering. I would like to invite Dr. Thomas to give us a brief overview on the programs, master's programs we offer in this department, that is ME Microelectronics and ME Electrical.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Nahid, and good afternoon, everyone, including my colleagues. Yeah, so this will be a brief presentation on the programs, the master's programs we have in store for you at BPDC. But to put all the programs in perspective, I would like to tell you that we do have first degree programs on offer, electrical and electronics engineering and ECE also. Then in the higher degree program, we have two programs or course programs on offer. One is ME Microelectronics, and the second one, which was started just a couple of years back, is the ME Electrical Engineering with specialization in power electronics and drives. In fact, all these programs are offered, as already communicated to you, with permission from the local education regulator, namely the Knowledge and Human Development Authority, or the KHDA. We also have PhD program on offer. Next slide, please. Now, as far as the highlights of the ME programs are concerned, most of them you'll find are common across the programs that we have. Number one is it's a 2-year program, essentially boiling down to 4 semesters. And in this program, whether you take ME Microelectronics or whether you take ME Electrical. In both the cases, you will be doing roughly around 12 to 13 courses, which include core courses and elective courses. So these are done, the core courses and elective courses are distributed among the first 3 semesters. And in the 4th semester, you will either end up doing an industry internship, or you have alternatively a chance of even doing a dissertation on one of our faculty in the final semester. Dissertation need not be restricted to faculty on campus. It could be also done along with co-supervision with some other research institute abroad or in India. So those are also available for students depending upon the situation there. Now, as far as the curriculum is concerned, all the curriculum that we have are benchmarked with the curriculum in vogue in top universities abroad. And it is also tuned to the requirements of the industry. You may be aware that we do have a regular interaction with industry here and abroad. In fact, BITS is well known for its practice school division, through which most of our students, in fact, almost 95 to 98% of our students prefer to have this industry internship as an alternative to dissertation or thesis in the final semester. Now, keeping the working professionals in UAE in mind, these programs are conducted in the evening, but evening should not give you a feeling that these are part-time programs. No, these are full-time programs in the sense that in terms of the number of contact hours, it will be the same as that we would have had for a regular daytime exercise. Now, of late, we are also inviting fresh BE graduates for the master's program. So the advantage for fresh BA graduates, especially from India and elsewhere, would be that they would be exposed to a growing city here, a highly developed city here. In fact, immediately after BE, you can come over here. We have a very good hostel facility, as already emphasized by my esteemed speakers earlier. All individual single room air-conditioned rooms that you have on campus itself, just a few hundred meters away from the main campus building. So you can also experience the opportunity of studying along with working professionals who are drawn from the local populace. Now, internship opportunities also exist, and these are provided through help from the practice school division. We do have collaboration with various international universities and research labs. This would help in the dissertation or thesis work that I had mentioned earlier. We do have continual placement assistance provided by our placement division. Next slide, please. Now, as far as ME Microelectronics is concerned, it provides an in-depth knowledge of study and design of state-of-the-art microelectronics-based systems using various EDA tools. Now, I already mentioned to you about the 12 or 13 courses that are there for you. One is in terms of the core courses, which include, as far as microelectronics is concerned, you have courses like IC fabrication technology, VLSI design, physics and modeling of microelectronic devices, analog IC design, CAD design, and in fact, research practice is a common course across the various disciplines. Mainly that is done in the usually in the second semester or so, or it could be even in the third semester, and that gives you the background for how to proceed in the final semester depending upon which route you take, whether it is the dissertation route or the industry internship. All are in fact advised to take this particular course also very seriously once you join. Now, in addition to these core courses, microelectronics students also have a choice of 6 electives from a pool of electives. Now, this 6 electives that will be selected, and the pool of electives that will be put out for the students again depends upon the faculty availability and student choice also. So, and the names of all these electives and even the core courses are listed in the website in case you would like to have an idea of what these electives are. There are quite a large number of them, so I didn't want to list them over here. You are most welcome to check on our website. Now, ME Microelectronics students, in case you're already gainfully employed, as already Dr. Seshank has indicated earlier, that is, the working professionals mainly join with various ideas in mind, maybe to improve their knowledge, current state of knowledge, or it could be in order to go in for a promotion, wherein if you already have the basic degree, maybe an MBA or B degree on hand, with this master's degree, you can always go ahead and maybe further up in the ladder in your respective organizations. Also, once you do the master's program, and if you are having a research bent of mind, you can always club it with PhD. This was again explained by Dr. Seshank for his discipline, and that applies across disciplines over here. And you can, in fact, continue with the PhD program here or elsewhere. Now, after post-graduation ME Microelectronics students, one group would, of course, be continuing where they're working, or maybe looking for greener pastures elsewhere. Or if you are fresh students, fresh from BE, after post-graduation, you can always look forward to working in various fields, such as digital VLSI design, analog VLSI design, embedded systems, and device modeling, system on chip, to name a few. Next slide, please. Now, as far as ME Electrical with specialization in power electronics and drives is concerned, this is a relatively new program that was started by the EEE department. And in addition to the common points indicated in the previous slide, the core courses in ME Electrical include power electronics converters, distribution apparatus and configuration, power devices, microelectronics and selection, control and instrumentation systems, solid state drive system simulation research practice. Now here you have a choice of 5 electives from a pool of electives, which you can always get it from our website. And as far as ME Electrical students are concerned, if you're already gainfully employed, you can continue there and look for maybe climb up in the ladder of your respective job profiles. Or if you're fresh students, you can always hope for getting employed, and Dubai does have many companies over here. Various companies are there, either here or back in India or elsewhere. You can always hope to get absorbed as field or testing engineers dealing with power electronic components, converters, and specialized functions of power systems. You can be gainfully employed in manufacturing, construction, and power distribution industries. Especially, you'll be able to contribute more. Remember that in Dubai, you have many construction companies where the areas of MEP, you have an overlapping of the various disciplines. In fact, when you talk of MEP, it involves mechanical, electrical, and plumbing, which again forms a major part in the companies that we have here, and also in the building industry. You can also be exposed to HVAC in the concerned organizations in the Gulf countries, leading to overall infrastructural developments in the whole of our GCC and elsewhere. Next slide, please. As far as laboratory support for these 2 programs is concerned, following the labs that we have for microelectronics, we have the state-of-the-art VLSI design lab, CAD for IC design, analog IC design lab, MEMS lab. We have embedded systems design lab, FPGA design lab, and artificial neural networks lab. And as far as ME Electrical is concerned, we have a system simulation lab, solid state drives lab, power converter lab, electrical machines lab. All these labs are it is also supported by various EDA tools that we have, multi-sim we also have Cadence tools and MyPower. As far, yeah, please go to the next slide. Now, student achievements, again, many of our students are always in the forefront, winning prizes for us. In fact, one of our students was awarded very recently the first prize at Hack on Health Artificial Intelligence Hackathon in Abu Dhabi, where he got a very good cash prize. Then also the James Dyson Award. Then the second prize at Travel Tech Middle East 2019. So these are only a few of the student achievements that are listed over here. Next slide, please. Recruitment, again, you'll find that many of these organizations are common across disciplines. So these are all well-known companies which very regularly come and recruit our students. Next slide, please. And quite a few of our students go for higher studies. This includes both our students, BE students, as well as master's students who may not be already employed. They do have ample opportunities in various Ivy League universities abroad. To name a few, some of them are listed on this slide. I think that's about all. Next slide, please, if any. Yeah. We do have opportunities for students to join professional bodies. So even once you join as a student here, you are all familiar with these well-respected international organizations. We have the IEEE. These are all professional bodies. We also have the IEI, that is the Institution of Engineers India. We have an association of electrical and electronics engineers right here on campus, run by students, which regularly conducts orientation sessions, guest lectures, seminars, workshops, field trips, and so on. And in which we do have, in additional to our BE students, our undergraduate students, at least those of you who join fresh from BE and are staying in the hostels, at least in the daytime, you can always get the benefit of these various seminars and workshops. I think that's about all that we wanted to present today. So I'm sure you can all consider BITS Pilani as an option in case you're looking for masters in electrical engineering, either in microelectronics or in power systems. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Thomas. I would now like to invite Dr. Siddharth Urologan, our assistant professor from the Department of Computer Science, who has been with BITS Pilani Dubai campus for nearly 5 years now. He is an expert in machine learning, data science, data mining, neural networks, deep learning, NLP, text mining, image recognition, etc. And he has published around 17 international journal papers and has over 36 presentations in international conferences. I would now like to have Dr. Siddharth on this webinar to give you all a brief overview on our programs, ME software systems, and the PhD program we offer under Department of Computer Science. Dr. Siddharth.
Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to do the presentation on programs which are being conducted in the Department of Computer Science. Can you go to the next slide? So as you know, the Department of Computer Science and the computer science related fields are always been at the higher demand. So we have main two degrees for the higher degree programs. One is Master of Engineering in software systems. Second one is PhD, doctorate degree. The ME degree is of 2 years and the PhD is ranging from 3 to 5 years. Go to the next slide, please. So as you are aware of all the disciplines, we have a full-time evening program. So it is convenient both for the working executives as well as for the full-time students who can get a better exposure when you do the evening program. It consists of 12 courses in ranging from 3 a semester. It includes both the core subjects as well as giving a depth foundation using the core subject, and then followed by going into more specialization. As you are aware, computer science is dealing ranging from a network and now emerging fields such as big data, data mining, artificial intelligence, and various other fields. So it gives immense opportunity for the student to choose their own specialization. They can go into bioinformatics, they can go into cybernetics, whichever their specialization they can choose from here. And one dedicated semester either going for the practice school where they get a full-time working inside the experience of industry, or they can also go for a experience on the research full-time as of doing it entirely on the research itself. They get a better understanding how to do the various research activities. So this is all about the master's program. So what all the programs consist of? So there are various core subjects as I highlighted. It includes starting from the software related subjects which you allow you to design the software. How do you design software? How do you test that? So including the software architecture, software engineering management. This is one of the key understanding which is required when you are involved in complex software design, etc. And then followed by one of the most nowadays required, such as data warehouse, data mining, and object-oriented design analysis. These are some of the few core subjects which students are going to learn. Not only along they learn the theory aspect of any subject, but also they do hands on it. So they learn by doing a lot of on the practical aspect of these programming skills, and also they are involved in doing the research articles. When you explore on the research article, you will not only understand in depth about that subject, but also able to tackle the various problems and solve them along with the taking help from the various professors in our department. So in the elective, we offer various range of electives starting from machine learning, network security, advanced mining, etc. So here the students have an opportunity to choose and go for more specialized towards their required and where they want to perform as excellence. Can you go to the next slide, please? And in the doctorate of philosophy, we have two flavors. One is a full-time and the second one is a part-time in the doctorate. So in the full-time, the student can come onto the campus, they can interact daily basis to the professor and then involve in solving. In the part-time, the student could be working, or they may be working on the another university as a lecturer or something like that, and then they can be taking the PhD at our university, or they may be working professional who are aspired to do a PhD. So these are the two flavors. So the range of years which usually take for them to finish PhD is 3 to 5 years. So that's required. So these are the program content of Master of Engineering. So each one of has been tuned in a such a way that it is highly required by the industry. Now the industry is more towards focusing on the artificial intelligence and working on the data warehouse, data mining, etc. These are the most emerging fields which are nowadays high in demand. So many of our subjects are oriented towards learning the various skills related to these subject as well. So foundations are also taken into care before they go into more specialized version of the subject. So you have many more elective also, and they can be offered as students are required for those kind of elective. Can you go to the next slide, please? So our research area interest, as you know, that cutting edge of the technology can be established when you do the research. So research is the greatest of interest to our department. So there are various research areas ranging from machine learning, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, wireless technologies, software engineering, and many more, say including biomedical, bioinformatics, and many more such areas are regularly explored and actually being participated by both the student as well as faculties. And student also involved in doing their research and dissertation, and they come up with their own publication during the dissertation or regular project as well. Can you go to the next slides? There is immense well-established infrastructure that is available at our department to carry out some of the most interesting problem-solving activity. Say something like if you are interested in doing the deep learning or big data analytics, there is an infrastructure available. So we have NVIDIA. There is a server dedicated for that to carry out. There are other IoT-based projects you can carry out with the help of various tools and the infrastructure which is available in terms of IoT lab. And you can also work at the end server end, that is using the XML and other editor. And you can explore with the Microsoft and MSDN libraries. And you can work on the network security and using the network simulator. And also you can focus on the mathematical aspect of our research using Mathematica, MATLAB, various other tools which are available, software lifecycle based softwares which are also available, and database access, and these are the few of them which are available, where students get a lot of good exposure where they can also solve the practical problems. Can you go to the next slide? So many of the recruiter have shown interest to our student, and our student will go higher when they gain these master program at our institute. They get experience in terms of theoretical background, in terms of publication, in terms of improving their CV, as well as solving many of their problems and coming with their articles. Therefore, it has been well recognized by many of the MNCs as well as different companies across the world. So one of the important aspect, when they finish up their master degree, they can go to the higher ups in their career. So this will help their in order to grow their career as well to pursue the master degrees. Can you go to the next slide? So these are some of the alumni who are already working. So Kavita Maji is one of my student. She is a senior software working in Emirates NBD, and you can see some of these selected few students and their profile, how they have come to the BITS Pilani and how they have been recognized by the program of mastering here. And Rishabh Rathod has done internship in the PwC as well. So these are some of the picked up profiles which we're speaking about our institute. And one more, Anit Kumar is one of the business analysts who has gained master degree in our program. To specifically speak about that, the department faculty are very knowledgeable, that's what he says, and supportive and students' goal. I had a great experience with the faculty learning new concept and working on the international journal publication. So this is his opinion on the program. So he has come up with the publication during his program, which has helped him to secure next level into growth into his career. There are few more example. You can go through the many of such alumni speak, and many of the PhD students also been acquired by very good institutes as well as the good organization across the world. And you can see few of their feedback and what they have to say about our institute as well as our department. So these are some of the picked up profiles where you can see about. So this is overall our department, and where master students can pursue their interest and grow in their career cadre along with learning from our programs. Thank you on giving me an opportunity to speak about, on behalf of my department and giving the introduction to on the higher degree programs. Thank you very much. If you have any question, I'm happy to answer them.
Thank you, Dr. Siddale. We'll take questions as soon as this admission part is done. I'll be very quickly running through the admission details with the audience, after which we'll take the questions. This is the basic eligibility criteria for qualifying to any of these programs which we have just discussed now. All of you are required to be engineers, that is a degree of BE or BTech. For ME design, we are looking at mechanical engineering or its equivalent. For ME electrical engineering, you need to have a BE or BTech in EEE E&I, that's electronics and instrumentation, or electronics and communication or its equivalent. For ME Microelectronics, a BE BTech degree in EEE E&I, ECE, or computer science or MSc physics would also do. For ME Software Systems, we accept engineers across all disciplines, and so also a MSc in computer science or a MCA or equivalent. For MBA programs, our MBA programs, as we mentioned, are very unique, and we normally look only at engineers for offering our MBA programs. We also accept a few master's degrees in other disciplines as well. So candidates who meet the above criteria will be required to appear for an interview to qualify for admission. These are some important dates which you need to remember. Our last date for receipt of application this year for 2020 is 11th of June. So all of you who are interested are required to submit their applications on or before this date. 14th or 15th June, you will be invited for an interview, which will be an online interview. So you don't have to worry about your physical presence in Dubai as on this date. So 14th and 15th June, we'll be conducting online interviews. There'll be a panel which will be questioning you on your basic knowledge about whichever program you're applying for. And once you clear the interview, then you will be issued an offer of admission, after which you will be given 10 days time to take up the offer by completing all your admission formalities. This year we are commencing the year from September. We are planning to start the semester from 5th September this year. So before that, we'll be processing your visa and you will be landing in Dubai if things are fine. This is the fee structure for the programs. If you can see the one marked in yellow, from application fee to the caution deposit, all these are one-time fee only. You pay 220 dirhams when you submit your application. This is an online payment you do with your card. And once your admission is confirmed and an offer letter is sent to you, you pay the next 4 items. That's the admission fee, the activity fee, and the caution deposit, which is fully refundable when you leave the institute. Students who are living outside UAE have to compulsorily take up the hostel facility, and whoever is within the country need not go for the hostel. The recurring expenditure for you would be the tuition fee, which is 15,500 dirhams per semester. So per semester, the fee comes to 15,500 dirhams. The hostel fee is around 15,000, which includes everything, your food, your sports facilities, your gymnasium facilities, all these are included within the 15,000. And hostel facility fee, there's a 750 dirhams. Visa fee, we charge about 2,900. It's an annual visa, so you have to renew it for the next year. Plus, medical insurance is compulsory for all the students who are studying in UAE. So medical insurance is a must, which we facilitate through an insurance company. So basically, your recurring expenditure would be like this. The pattern would be something like this. In August, after your admission is confirmed, you will pay 15,500 dirhams, which you can pay in 2 equal installments if you desire. So 7,500 is what you will be paying approximately. So you will have one payment coming up in August, and then if you're paying only half of that, then you pay in November again. So every 3 months you get about 7,500 dirhams, which you have to pay. So your annual fee comes to 31,000 dirhams, which equates to approximately INR 6,20,000 rupees. So this is the annual fee. So for 2 years, you can just multiply by 2. It will cost you about 62,000 dirhams, about 12 lakh rupees to complete your master's degree program in BITS Pilani, Dubai. We have several scholarships and concessions. So if you can see here, based on your qualifying exam, which is your BE degree or your BTech degree, you can avail a scholarship of up to 20% if you have an aggregate of about 75% in your BE BTech degree. There's also a hostel fee concession for students who have scored above 80% in the 12th standard. So, sorry, not in the 12th standard, in your qualifying examination, which is BE BTech degree, you will be getting about 25% hostel fee concession for both the years of your study here. Plus, there are several other concessions which you can just go through. This concession of tuition fee, the scholarship of tuition fee would continue for your subsequent semesters if you maintain a CGPA of 9 on a scale of 10. So you can see the last point there. So the scholarship continues if you maintain a CGPA of 9 on a scale of 10. So these are the scholarships available. And with this, we come to the end of our webinar. And these are the various social media platforms where you could follow us on. Our email ID also is given there. So if you have any further questions, you can always write to us on this email ID. Now we are open to questions. And I would request you all to just type your questions and send it to us. If it is aimed at any particular professor, please do write the name so that it directly is directed towards that professor. Okay, we have questions coming in from Masuma. Her question is, in the 4th semester, is it okay to do an internship if the student is employed full-time in another company? Masuma, it would not be practically possible for you to take up internship if you're already employed in another company. So it would not be possible. You may have to opt for a thesis. And the next question from Masuma is the college recognized under Ministry of Education? Masuma, we are having the approval from UGC and Ministry of HRD, Government of India. And whereas UAE is concerned, we are fully recognized by Knowledge and Human Development Authority, KHDA, Government of Dubai. So you are allowed to take up jobs in private as well as government sectors in the Emirate of Dubai. Okay, but you can work in private sector anywhere around the world. This recognition, this qualification is recognized all over the world, very well recognized, I would say, and you can work or study in any part of the globe. There's a question from Anubhav Singh. If I have a background in maths and computer science, can I apply for ME in electrical engineering? Dr. Thomas, would you like to take that question? Dr. Thomas?
Could you please repeat that? This is B in.
If I have a background in math and computer science, can I apply for ME in electrical engineering?
Okay, I think that the eligibility criterion was already indicated, right? Where you need to have a bachelor's in one of the various programs which are connected with the electrical engineering. That's what you need to have. Let me have a look at that once more before. Can you just put that up?
Yeah, so this is the slide which shows the eligibility criteria.
Yes, so this is a triple. So there should be some electronics or electrical component in your study, at least as far as your BE is concerned. So you were mentioning math and computer science, right? So I guess that will not come there because you need to have a electrical electronics background for this.
That's right. I think Dr. Thomas is right, because without an input in electrical at the undergraduate level, it will not be possible to offer a ME in electrical engineering. You can go for ME software systems. Definitely, you can go for MBA, but not for ME electrical. Okay, there's a question from Amrit Jagannath. Is the eligibility of 6 CGPA only for the interview? It's for shortlisting the candidates for admission, Amrit. So only if you have a CGPA of 6 and above or an aggregate of 60% and above, you'll be shortlisted for the interview. And once you clear the interview, then you will be admitted. There's a question from Praveen. I have completed electrical from AMIE. Can eligible for software systems? Yes, we do accept AMIE as a qualification. It is considered to be equivalent to a BE BTech degree. So you can go ahead and apply. But we will look for your courses in AMIE. You must not have any deficiencies. In case you have any courses which are not being done by you and you're deficient in those courses, then we'll be offering you some extra courses as deficiency courses. There's a question from Masuma. I would just invite any of the professors to answer this. I would like to tell you that we also have Dr. Karthikeyan, our Dean for PhD as well as master's degrees. He's also a senior professor from the Department of Mechanical Engineering. He's also amongst us today, and he can probably take up this question. Will the ME students be sharing electives with BE students or have electives separately?
Yes. Yeah, some of the BE students will also attend the ME electives. So that is possible.
So Masuma, it can be both. You can have electives exclusively to ME, or it can be common electives for BE and ME also. I hope you got that answer. And then there's one more question from you. Can we apply for more than one scholarship? Masuma, yes, you can apply for more than one scholarship as long as it does not exceed 50% of that semester's fee. You can apply. There's a question here from Rajarajan Tirumalavan. Is there a dedicated artificial intelligence laboratory within BITS Pilani, Dubai? Any professor can take this?
Yeah, I can answer.
Lab?
Yeah, I can answer that one. So there is a dedicated infrastructure for doing the big data analytics, and to name a few of them, like if you want to interested in deep learning or neural network based development, you have a dedicated infrastructure. Apart from that, there are other facilities where you can perform the, say, IoT based artificial intelligence and sensor based working if you are interested in. There are other facilities are available. So this has always been a case that we also support the student whatever that they need during their project, so that they can acquire those requirements as they proceed towards the development of their project. So there are many other activities also possible, and they can put across their requirement which will be granted to them. Okay, so there are many such possibility in BPDC.
In addition to that, we have a robotics lab, madam. So in addition to that, we have a robotics lab. Yeah. in which we are applying artificial intelligence for robotic applications, mobile robot as well as manipulators.
Okay, there is a question here from Masuma again. Will day scholars get transport for evening classes? Masuma, currently no student of higher degree has asked for a transport. Most of them avail their own transport facility. We also have the public bus which comes to the gate every day. So you could also make use of the public transport. There's a question from Praveen. Can we get today's session documents to email ID? I think you're looking for a recording of this session, Praveen. I think we can arrange for that. We will have it sent. The next question comes from Amrit Jagannath. How many seats are offered in design engineering? Amrit, for most of our master's degree programs, we have 10 seats available. Since they are specialized courses, we normally don't take more than 10 students per discipline. So for this year also for design engineering, we have about 10 seats available. Do we have any more questions? Okay, I think we have left one, but then he's left the group, Vishal.
Okay, yeah, there's the next question.
There's a question from Mr. Sohail Khan. I applied 20 days before. When can I hear from you? Sohail, as I mentioned to you, 11 June is the last date for application. So we'll be inviting you for an interview. If shortlisted, you will get a communication from us by 12th of June. You will be invited for an interview if you are shortlisted, either on 14th or 15th of June. There was a question from one Mr. Vishal Soni that he's a MSc Chemistry from University of Baroda, and would he be eligible for an MBA? The answer to that is yes. Since he has done an MSc program in chemistry, if it's a higher degree program, then yes, he'll be eligible for MBA. What is the evening class timings? The timings for the evening class are from 7:30, am I right, or 7 o'clock?
7 o'clock.
7 to 10.
Okay, it starts at 7 p.m. and ends at 10 o'clock.
Normally, it depends. Some days maybe 9:30 to be over. Sometimes it may go up to 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. Okay, the timings are 7 to 10.
Maximum 10. Maximum.
Yeah. There's a question from Sohail Khan. What is the average salary for MBA graduate from BITS Pilani, Dubai? Sohail, the average salary still stands at around 6,000 dirhams with the current situation, but the highest is much is a lot more. I think I would like to thank all the professors who took time out to participate in this webinar. There's one last question, I think, which has come from Amrit. Can someone who has under 6.5 CGPA and a few projects under CAD and CAE, can he expect a seat in ME design engineering? Amrit, you're qualifying. If you have a CGPA of 6.5, then you will certainly be shortlisted for the interview. If it's anywhere below 6, then I'm sorry, it will not be possible. But if it's around 6.5, most certainly you will be invited for the interview, and then it depends upon your performance there. Hopefully you will get in. There's a question from Masuma for software system Siddaling. Dr. Siddaling, are you there?
Yeah.
The question is it compulsory to know Python before joining software systems or any other language?
It is beneficial always to know the language for making these programs to work. But there is always you can take a training, okay, and the programming is not a hindrance as such, because most of them are based on the concept and then going for a practical work, and there is a sufficient help for you to learn these programming skills during the program also. So that is possible. So you can learn during the master program itself.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Siddaling, and thanks to the entire audience who have heard us today. We wish you all the very best. Make a very informed decision, and if you have any further questions, please feel free to write to us on the email ID which we just shared with you. You could also follow us on our social media handles so that you're abreast with what's happening on the campus and beyond. Thank you very much for your time today. Stay safe, stay healthy. and we look forward to hearing from you. There is a last question. Dr. Thomas, are you still there? Dr. Thomas, are you there?
Muted. Sir, you're muted, sir.
There's a question for Dr. Thomas. Is there a course of VHDL in microelectronics? This is a question from Himanshu Sharma. Is there a course of VHDL in microelectronics?
I'm afraid I'll have to check in the list of courses that's there. Of course, it's not indicated in the, no, I don't have a ready answer for that right now.
Okay, Himanshu, we will just email you with the answer for this. Okay, we'll just have it checked before we reply back to you. All right. Okay, thank you very much for your time, students, and we look forward to meeting you, seeing you soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.